It's been a known and trusted product in the market for over 20 years, and we found a way to improve it. With Signature Xtra, the best just got better.
Going through Signature Xtra, it's an incredible enhancement to the actual product that we had in the past. From a technical perspective, formulation technology, and the performance of the product, which is in the end what the end user customer is looking for, is just it's like day and night.
We really see nice disease control with Signature Xtra, even compared to Signature, which is good.
And Signature Xtra is truly, in my opinion, the first fungicide or first product that comes along that bridges biotic stresses such as disease, as well as abiotic stresses, which is the wear and tear from mowers, to wear traffic from golfers, to heat stress, to drought stress, everything that goes into it. And this new tool gives the superintendent the confidence to go out and counter those things.
When I first got here, there was 3 or 4 greens that were pretty aggressive in terms of how much dry patch they get on them in very quick time. In weather that wasn't really even that hot.
So it's an 18-hole course here at Half Moon Bay. We've had over 2 metres of rain here through the wet season. December and January himself, we had sort of 1.8 metres of rain, so through the Christmas New Year period.
So they're predominantly 70% power, 30% bent. We just maintain them as is. It's really tough. We get a lot of golf rounds out here. We have high disease pressure. Being power greens, a winter grass, your stress levels through spring throughout summer is huge. We've got a shallow root system, high organic matter underneath. It's quite a challenge in the spring-summer seasons not to lose grass, and then if you do lose grass, the recovery's not there.
So when I took over from here, there were some areas that had fairly low grass coverage. Obviously over the summer we improved our canopy density, and in particular in our front 9 greens, which do suffer a lot from shade issues, air movement issues. We sprayed the Signature Xtra on our front 9 green.
We picked out the 9 greens that normally give us the most disease pressure, all on one side of the course where we normally get the disease. Out the back of the course it's a lot more open, a lot more airflow at the back, so we don't really seem to get pitting out the back for some reason. The 9 treated greens held up really well. We'd sort of had that rain, and we actually had some days that were sort of 40 degrees as well for 3 or 4 day periods, which is very rare up here to have them temperatures. So from to get through that period was very impressive.
We sprayed the back 9 greens with the Signature Xtra Stressgard. We've had no disease pressure out here for the whole spring-summer season, which is really good. Being power greens, we get high disease pressures, and the Signature Xtra Stressgard has really helped us get through the season quite well.
These greens performed as good as a fairly comprehensive program for our back 9 greens with just circulating one product. I think is really positive in that regard.
Definitely a lot less hand watering in the 17th green, which was treated. To the naked eye, they both look identical as far as their presentation goes, but then you look under the images here and you definitely see a lot more stress around on the 2nd green.
We found these greens didn't wilt as easy as the front 9.
The next thing that we've seen is really a vigorous root. The old Signature's great. This one, it seems like we've got a thicker, wider root.
You know, with the treated greens, they're down to around that 13cm mark, which obviously gives them a lot more of a chance to hold on during those stressful times, which is great to see.
From a foliage point of view, the greens were assessed with visual health, so that was just visual colour and a rating, and then they were also tested by a green seeker. Basically it's a measure of chlorophyll output from the turf, so obviously the healthier the green is itself, the higher the green seeker rating. All Signature Xtra treated greens were far superior in that sense. Then we went down and we sampled from the root zone, so that was a number of parameters like root length, root biomass, which was fresh weight, dry weight. There was assessing of root rot within the root system, and then there was an overall disease diagnosis. So just for the presence of Pythium itself, in all of those parameters, Signature Xtra was far superior. So not only were we seeing it visually on top of the ground, we were seeing it in the data set that I recorded underneath. You know, there was no real hesitation in saying that Signature Xtra was a success at Half Moon Bay.
We've only got 4 people on staff, so using something like Stressgard formulation, I really seen it help, which means I could take people off hoses and use them around the course.
It was interesting the different label rates and the way that the program was actually written by Bayer. It seemed to work well for us, and obviously in the times of high disease pressure to up the rate and keeping the frequency the same. What was good, that came in bottles to start with, so measuring wise it was better, and if you ever had any left over, not being in bags, obviously it's better to have it in a bottle because you can put the lid back on. The way that it mixes is very similar to the existing Signature, so when it came to that sort of stuff it mixed well with other products, which was good.
It's been a huge tool for us to use in terms of taking a lot of stress off the greens, especially the ones that we have some issues with. But I also found during summer I could really turn down or even turn off the amount of water that I used on the greens, which then allowed me to be a bit more aggressive with the preparations. And it's been a huge bonus for us. It just means we can prepare a better golf course for people to come and play and enjoy themselves.
Doing the trials meant a great deal to the club. We normally get a lot of Pythium in these greens, so to not get any major Pythium outbreaks for the whole wet season, which has been a really bad wet season up here this year, has meant a great deal to the club.
Being able to stick to my program, use that consistently, it's been really good peace of mind. Being able to come in each day and finding the golf course how you left it the day before and being able to carry on with your usual work, it's really good.